Hi everybody, this is Rhys Barber from Audiology Associates. Thank you very much for watching our earwax removal compilation video today. If you've never come across the channel before, we post new earwax removal videos every Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 9 PM UK time. So if you're not subscribed already, please consider subscribing. And if you do enjoy the video, hit the like button as well at the bottom. So this is the first patient today. We've got 4 patients all together. You can see this patient's got some really thick sticky type wax here, really blocking this ear canal. It's very close to the entrance to the ear canal as well here. This is the standard size Zollner tube. So a few people have asked about the spelling of this. It's Zoellner, so Zollner tube, which is not really getting a good enough grip. So we're going to switch to the Jobson Horn here, just pushing down into this wax, pulling it forwards. You can see it just broke a big chunk off the front end there. So we're just going to go back in now. With the Jobson Horn, you're always aiming to get just above the top of the wax and pull down and bring it forwards towards the outer part of the ear canal. You can see this wax is actually quite tough, so it's the Jobson Horn is sort of getting a good grip and then breaking a chunk away, which is where you see it flicking out of the ear canal there. Look how that's rolling forwards now. Can you see it's just starting to work its way out? That means we can get to the deeper, usually slightly harder wax behind, so we can just pull that forwards. But it's just broken that front end away there. So let's see if we can get behind this again. Pulling this out, you can see just loosening it off the canal walls now. Really trying to get a good grip at the very back end of this wax. Starting to turn. Look, can you see it's spun a little bit there at the front, and it's just exposed that harder back section of the wax now. So if we can get just behind that, which looks like we are, we're going to slow everything down now so you can see this coming away. We've got a good grip in the harder wax behind, and as we pull that forwards, you're going to see this whole section, there you go, just popping away. Look at that chunk of wax there. So you can see just how blocked that ear canal was. A little bit of dry skin at that white material at the back end of the wax. Now, I'm going to stop the video here now in a second. I want to point out this particular area here. Now, this is almost like the start of a blood blister. It's really aggravated the ear canal in here. So I'm going to try and avoid that as much as I possibly can, because the last thing I want to do is pop that and cause any bleeding in the ear canal. You can see where it's actually rubbed raw. It's taken the first layer of skin off, and you can see where there's this little layer of blood underneath there as well, where that's all been kind of rubbing against the ear canal wall. So I'm just going to try and clear some of this dead skin around it, just taking little bits and pieces off there. Just try and get some of the excess. I'm trying not to touch that section. The reason I'm leaving the section in front of that alone is if I lift that, it's going to pull straight across the top of there. The eardrum there looks nice and healthy, and it's going to cause that bit of bleeding. So you can see this chunk here was 1 inch long, 2.5 centimeters, really deep, reddy brown in color. So older wax there, older wax. So this is the second patient in the compilation. Do stay tuned for the last patient, because the last patient's got a really interesting dry skin peel, which is a really good one to watch. So stick around for that one as well. But this is the second patient now in the compilation. You can see we've got this kind of quite hard on the outside. So this outer crust of wax here is really solid, but we've got this more sticky, thick wax. And I'm really trying not to use food analogies, guys. It's really hard not to do. I'm gonna have to do it. This is that kind of fig Newton fig roll type wax in the middle here, okay, and you've got this harder kind of shell around the outside. Because it's that sticky wax, the standard size Zollner tube wasn't really getting a good grip, so we're going to use the Jobson Horn here. Patient jumped a little bit there. You can see the whole camera move, which is why it's really important that we keep that bridge. So you always keep in contact with the patient's face when you're doing this. So if they move, you move with them. Okay, so it's a really important part of the job. So we've just getting behind that section there now at the front, into that kind of thicker, stickier fig Newton type wax, fig roll type wax behind it. Just put a nice big chunk out there. You can look at the color difference now. You can see we get this much darker type color with this older wax that's in there stuck to the base of the canal. So you start off with this really light color at the front and this much darker, deeper color at the back there. Just slowly working this section down at the front here. Just broke another chunk off. What I'm trying to do is lift that wax from the base of the canal. What I don't want to do is dig in to the canal and scrape along the bottom of the canal, because as you can imagine, that'll be really uncomfortable. So what I'm going to do now is use the standard size Zollner tube again here, just to lift off the base of the canal. Okay, so we're going to unstick the wax first. So you can see we're just peeling along the canal wall sides there, very, very slowly lifting this up. Getting there. There we are. We just start to see that whole thing moving a little bit more freely, and as we're lifting we can see the whole bottom section moving forwards. So we're just going to get a grip on this right hand side portion of the wax here, just break that away. There we go. And then we've got that slightly bigger chunk sitting just behind it. There we are, just lifting. See how we're lifting it up and bringing it forwards? Now, we were talking about getting the Jobson horn behind it. If we'd done that when it was still flat to the base of the canal, it was really sticky there. So the only way you'd get that moving is if you were really close to the canal wall itself. And as we've said in videos before, it's really painful if you scrape the canal. It is a high risk of bleeding there as well, because the blood vessels are so close to the surface because the skin is so paper thin. So what I've done is lifted it, which is detached it from the canal wall. That means I can get behind it then without running the risk of touching the base of that canal. There we are. There's that nice big chunk. And if we take a look behind that, there's an eardrum looking squeaky clean. A little bit of light reflex, but not much. So this is what we removed. So you can see that big chunk was to the right-hand side there. So that's just over 2.5 centimeters, an inch and 1/16 there. So you can just see that was it was quite a bit in there. Third patient now in this compilation. Nice, quick, simple, easy one, this one. Patient had really softened this up with a lot of olive oil. You can see that it's really plugged about halfway down the canal here. So the first thing we're going to need to do before we can work on that central plug is just trying to attach some of this outer drier wax from around the outside edge there. The fact the olive oil's gone in is going to really make a difference to this. So you can see that's just literally just sucked straight off the canal wall. Now if we get a grip on this central section now, we're just sort of sucking it into the end of the Zollner tube there. There we go. You can just see it starting to move forwards. Now just slow this down so you can see this moving out. We're getting a good grip. Just shifting position a little bit. That section there was stuck on the canal wall, so we just need to bring that forwards. And out comes that plug. You can see it's all soft around the outside edge there. Let's take a look in there. There we are. You can see the eardrum there. You can actually see the blood vessels coming down the hammer bone there as well. So just under 1 centimeter, 3/8 of an inch there. That's so much easier with this ruler. 3/8 of an inch there. Just zoomed in a little bit so you can get a good look at it. So we're in the last patient in the compilation now, guys, and this was really interesting. See, we've got this dry skin bundle, which is sitting just in front of the eardrum there. So attached to the roof, okay, so attached to the sort of ceiling, if you like, of the ear canal. And what we're going to do now is we're going to use the standard size Zollner tube. Now, this patient has been getting some discomfort in their ears. Not so much of a hearing issue, but more of a discomfort. Now, you'll see why in a second. So I'm just going to get a grip on this with the standard size Zollner tube. Look at this space here. Keep your eye on that space, okay? Watch what happens when we pull the front end of this wax. Look at, you can see through the space, there was a whole chunk of wax sitting right up behind it, pressing against the top of the eardrum, which you couldn't see from the front. So as we pulled that down, you can see it really kind of pulled down. Now I'm going to point out another area for you now, which will explain why it's there. So if you look at this section here, you'll see as we pull this down the canal, you'll see where the dry skin has come off the canal wall and is still attached to this piece. So as we flex this, you'll see it a little bit more clearly now when this bends over to the left-hand side. There you go. See how that stretches? So that skin is actually detached from the canal wall at that point. So this is where the skin is originated from. So I'm so excited about this, guys. So as we're pulling this down now, you'll see we're just managing to detach it, just rocking very gently back and forth. We don't want to cause any bleeding or anything. We just want to detach that. The right hand side is now detached. Let's get this left hand side detached. We can start to see there's some adhesion at the top of the canal as well. So I've just slowed this down so you can see this chunk coming away, because this is the biggest piece we take away. There we are. That's come away there now. Let's have another look back in there. Now you can see where it was attached at the top, so that the ceiling, the roof of the ear canal there. We've got this kind of dangling bit of dry skin hanging down. So I'm just going to use the suction tube to get a grip on that. and just try and detach that away. You can see very thin, so difficult to get a good grip with the suction tube here. So we're going to change tools. I'll let you guess what's coming next. It's not really budging. You can see it's really firmly attached. So here comes the crocodile forceps. Well done for all those who guessed right. Now have a look at that section I've just pointed out there. Keep an eye on that when we pull down with this bit of dry skin. Keep an eye on it, because that last bit of dry skin extends over the top of the eardrum. Look at this as you pull it. Keep an eye on it. See how it peels there. Look at that peeling down. So you can see where we talk about, the skin migrates from a central dot in the eardrum out to the outer canal walls and then migrates along the canal wall. You can see where this is actually detached. That's the formation there. And then it had stuck to another part of the canal wall on the right side, which is the first bit I showed you. So look at this coming away. Look at that pulling. There you go, it's coming away, it's going there. So we've detached it now from the top of the eardrum. So you can see why this would have been causing discomfort for the patient. You had all of this dry skin attached at various points around the canal, still attached to the top of the eardrum, all hiding there. This lady had been to the GP, they had taken a look in there, hadn't really seen any problems apart from that bit of dry skin, but all this was hiding behind it. So you can see why it would have been causing, discomfort for this patient as well. So we're just going to do a last bit of tidying up, just get a couple of these little bits of dry skin away. Let's get that top section. There's a little bit at the bottom I want to tidy up, so we'll just get rid of that as well. There we go. Oh, if you did enjoy the videos, guys, don't forget, please subscribe, and please drop us a like as well. If you have any comments, drop them below. We do read them all. I might not get to reply to them all, but I do read them all. You can see the eardrum there's a little bit dull. This is that block of skin that we removed. So you can see it's quite dry, long strips of skin in there as well. Just crash zoomed into it. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and I shall see you again on Friday.